I wish I knew. Wish it told you that was like, oh, hidden power, rock, and then you're like, oh, right. But it's all. It's
That
like
wouldn't be hidden, but it would be way better user friendly. Like I don't mind it being told to me. You know, it'd be way better.
One of my so when like in terms of how the Pokemon games worked, my oldest brother Marco got Pokemon Red. Then my other brother Alex got Pokemon Blue, and I got Pokemon Yellow. Then every other Pokemon from there on, because they kind of lost interest, and they just became Gen 1ers only because they just didn't care to play this game.
Oh, okay.
And so they watched me play this game. There's all these like funny things. They're just like, like one of the things we like making fun of is the Pokemon Shuckle. That.
Oh yeah, Shucky.
Yeah, Shuck. Okay, right? Because there's only one way to get Shuckle in this game. It's by getting Shucky from the guy. And so I'm like, I was telling him like, there's a stupid Pokemon you get called Shucky that does like nothing. It just has like Encore, and my brother's like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyways, we used to make fun of things. And one time when like someone was doing yard work, and there were just like piles of dirt, and we started to do like mud wars, but I used to call it magnitude wars, because I would just like collect a big clod of dirt and be like magnitude 5, and my brother's like and he's like magnitude 10. I'm like, no. So
oh, that's awesome. So cute.
Right? We didn't.
No, that's cool. Like the best times from Pokemon were like when you were younger, like doing a bunch of crazy shit with it, because it's such a good like children's game. Like I know like it's people still play it when they're older, but it's so much better when you're a kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's why the first 3 gens are always going to be like special. Even a bit of the 4th.
Yeah.
'Cause that's when I was just waiting on it my first time, and I was like, I played the underground a lot and went mining for like ores and stuff. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, you
But
told me about that,
Gen
yeah.
5 I got as an adult. Like that was my Gen 4 I had as a kid. Gen 5 I got as an adult, and I think Gen 5 is probably my second favorite of all the gens. It's fantastic, but it didn't have the same magic. Like there was something missing the whole time I was playing it. And then 6 and 7 are, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Like
Especially 6. I hate 6.
X and Y was very much like there's a lot of boxes you have to fill, and it's like, oh, this is a new updated version, but we're gonna start kind of like holding your hand about it. One of my, I don't know what the underground was. I remember doing it like once, but I didn't have like friends to try it. Like, what did you do in it?
Oh, dude. So it's actually my #1 favorite thing about Gen 4 when I think back at it. So the underground, there's the whole map, right? The whole big ass map of Sinnoh, and at any point you could use, I want to say it was a helmet or something. You could use something, and it would teleport you to the underground.
Okay.
And wherever you were standing on the overworld, it would take you to the specific like relevant spot in the underground. The underground wasn't as big; it was like scaled down, but there was still like the top part was where the snow was, and the bottom part were like whatever. I don't remember Sinnoh that well, but you go to the underground, and you could make your secret base. So it was a bit like Gen 3. And you got to play stuff, and you got to run around, and you could mine the walls for stones and stuff. So you can get firestones, sunstones, or you can get there's some really rare shit you can get. It was like the only way to get it was underground. And while you were underground, your friends were also simultaneously at the same time running around doing stuff with you. And so you could run to your friend's base, because you would both be in the same instance of the underground, take his flag, and bring it to your base. So there's actually a capture the flag mode, dude. It was super, super dope. And I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff. I remember I played that a lot because I had a friend who was across the street, and so we played that. And our DSs, it was funny because if we sat on our balcony, or not the balcony, it was like the front porch sort of thing.
Yeah.
If we both sat on each other's front porch, we could just get 1 bar on the underground. So we were on like, he had the original fat DS, I had the DS Lite. We were like 1 bar in it in the underground. He had Diamond, I had Pearl. It was fantastic. My last like big happy memories of Pokemon come from the underground in Gen 4. And I actually don't really care about the story that much or anything that really happens. Gen 4 is 2 things to me: awesome legendaries and the underground.
Yes.
And that's all it needed to be.
They had a shit ton of legendaries in that game. Like, they weren't easy to find. Like, there was the whole like Mespirit or
the lake legendaries, whatever they're called, the lake spirits or something.
Yes, yeah. There was like that whole pair of them that was just kind of like, okay, one sec.
Was it Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf? Azelf is the last one.
Yes.
They're like little mini Mews, or like Mews with hats on.
Mews with hats on. They had the little
Pretty
Sprangle things. This tubby boy. They keep bringing these tubby boys. Appeared because I started a thing. There's a cool little thing. It had a secret, I think. If I go on to, I don't have it. If you get the radio, now that I initiated the thing with like the puzzle, if you turn the radio on, you listen to like a glitch, like what would you call it? Like a radio broadcast. It's just like, and it's just kind of like, it doesn't do anything. It's just like I don't know. It's another cool little thing that you're like, oh, like, you know, something.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah. And apparently.
Yeah, Gen 2's full of shit like that. That's how we started this whole conversation.
Yeah.
It's just full of like these crazy little things. I think probably Gen 2 is the best for that. And also I did double check. I forgot to mention. Yeah, Crystal was Game Boy Color only. And also I forgot to mention that Emerald does have Pokemon animations.
Okay.
So Emerald is the one that brought it back.
Okay.
But Fire Red and Sapphire and obviously Leaf Green and Ruby did not.
Okay, good. Okay.
So that's kind of cool. So yeah, like Emerald is like the successor to Crystal, and then Crystal's the successor to Yellow. And then Platinum, and then they never did another one again. Like, I guess Black 2 and White 2, but like how? Like here's the shit that pisses me off, right?
Okay.
You could have a Ruby and a Sapphire and not have an Emerald. It's fine. Like there's nothing about a Ruby and a Sapphire that makes it feel like it's a duo out of a trio. But when you have Pokemon X and Pokemon Y, and it's the first 3D game, and you have two legendaries that start with X and Y, and the third legendary that's a different color that starts with Z, and if you have Z, then it's the 3 axes of 3D, and you don't have a Pokemon set.
That
is just straight up. They planned on it, and they decided not to because Moon and Sun and Moon would be more profitable because of Pokemon Go. And that actually like annoyed me a little bit because like it was the first time I was actually kind of ready to get one. So I'm like, oh, X and Y were kind of disappointing, but maybe Z will be better, Z. But
yeah,
we'll never know.
Yeah,
Sun and Moon never had one either, so Sword and Shield never had one either. So you know, whatever.
Sword and Shield and Spirit or something. They're not going to.
Or people are saying it would be Sword, Shield, and Armor, which would be sick. Yo, Pokemon Armor would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool. I don't know,
I guess Shield's and Armor, but whatever.
Yeah, I suppose. Or maybe or Helmet. I don't know.
Or Crown.
Crown.
Sword, Shield, and Crown, dude. Oh,
that
man.
would be pretty sick.
It's Britain, right? It's London and shit. That'd be sick.
Oh, that's true.
So,
it
like,
is
the
London.
Swords of the Army, the Shields of the Army, and then the King of the Army, or the Queen, I guess.
Yeah. The Queen, the Queen of Summertime. Yeah.
Pokemon Royal. I don't know. It'd be cool shit. But like Crystal is sick because like Gold and Silver, like, oh, what's better than Gold and Silver, dude? Crystal, bro.
Crystal.
Get destroyed.
Because I had an R4 card, Diamond and Platinum were like the main ones I played because like not only did it R4, like I was like, oh, I'll just download it instead of pay the $60 for this game basically, or $40.
For sure.
Black and White didn't work on the R4 card because I got like a $5 R4 card.
Oh yeah, and those were like some of the last games to release on the DS, so they would have been like the latest firmware shit too.
Exactly. I think it's just like they literally just said this game just doesn't work. Like you can't play it. Like it opens and like something's wrong with your DS. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh so man, and that's where you stopped your journey for a bit. Eh? Did you ever go back to Black and White?
I bought it at some point.
Oh okay, well hell yeah, nice.
I think I've played it, beaten it twice. It's kind of like, you know, in terms of Pokemon, it's not particularly memorable, but it's not so bad. I don't know. Also, in case anyone's curious, I'm going into these fields mostly just because, as much as the unknown thing's pretty good, I'm noticing that the XP's pretty good around here, and it's a significantly less risky than fighting against a potential like super effective critical hit, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas,
oh man, that would like ruin you. Yeah, look at these critical hits, dude. 2 damage.
Yeah.
Amazing.
If I can get Tim Allen.
Yeah, you might as well train where it's easy for sure.
Yeah. It's more so just like, I really don't want to lose a Pokemon against that Pidgeotto. Like,
he's not normally level 13, right? That's from the mod?
Yes, he's not. It's from the mod. In original game, he's level 9, which is pretty low considering everything. But in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I believe it's level 14.
Oh, so they're trying to get like a middle ground going.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's why he was impossible with my fucking Chikorita. I straight up, like, it was a little patch of grass under the first gym that had a Mareep in it, and I swear that Mareep grew all the way to an Ampharos, and that was my starter Pokemon. Like he was a higher level at all times. I've always made my starter the best Pokemon in every Pokemon game. Well, sorry, my chair just. I was like playing with the lever and it actually went down.
Oh.
And so I almost boxed Meganium, dude. I was like this close, but I felt like you have a connection with your starter, you know. Even if he's garbage and you want to kill him, at least you gotta hang out with him for enough time.
Yeah, you got that physicality to it. You're like, you know what? You're the first one. You helped me get the second Pokemon, you know? Like, no matter what it was. Like,
and they're usually supposed to be really good. Like, you're almost guaranteed that whatever the starter is, he's pretty good.
yeah, even if
I mean, there have been some that aren't, but he's the main one that sucks.
no, exactly. Like even like any complaint I have about Empoleon's not terrible. Like it's like a C, you know, it's like if you had a seal, like right, like.
Oh jeez.
It's not worthless.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest. Oh yeah, sure.
Pingu beef, dude.
Yeah.
Pingu's beef.
Pingu's beef, yeah. Pingus beef, yeah. Oh man. There you go. Oh, I'm level next.
Yeah, he does. He's looking like he's doing that. I'm gonna poison gas you.
See, okay, doesn't it look like a 4-piece dress? Not 4-piece, like a 4-point dress.
Oh, and he's got high heels on.
Yeah, like he looks like
What
he's
the
like kind of stilted, and like his arms aren't really arms. They just look like a part of like a dress. Like it's like a flower kind of thing that the head's sitting on.
Yeah.
Right now it's very clear, like I can see it like up close, but anyway. And always this guy's just like, oh.
There's just so many of him.
Yeah.
I walk too far. My feet hurt. Oh, I'm gonna fall asleep. Like this game is a fat shaming Pokemon.
It's a fat shit. Oh.
I can't Rock Smash. Can you take Rock Smash and you do it?
The reason I'm going back is Mr. Joey gave me a call. Joey, you don't have any trap claws in your deck. Don't worry about it, you. I got it.
I am from the Bronx, you. Joey's great.
Oh god damn it! I thought he would level up. I don't remember the stipulation or what happened because, as you see, I'm replaying a guy. But I don't remember. There's something that triggers either it's time or your team's level or maybe just the amount of gyms you face. But like every now and then they'll level up their team, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I remember that actually. That was a big thing with Emerald that you could rematch people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's true. You had like
my friends would always be like, "Oh, you can't rematch the gym leader, but I can." My friends would be all like, I'd be like, "Well, I have secret bases that have like level 100 Kyogres in it, so I can just train using that." Because remember, you could mix records back in the day, and you'd get like all of whoever you mix records with, you'd get all of their secret bases that they had on their Pokemon.
Oh really?
And you'd trade all of yours. Yeah. So at some point, I actually on my playground, I had a business where someone paid me $5. They gave me a Pokemon, and I made it level 100 by the end of the week or something.
Oh.
So I used to, because every day you could go through the same training regimen, and there'd be like level 100 Kyogre I could one shot. There'd be like level 100. I think he had a Swampert. Like he had like, and then there'd be multiple bases I knew all the locations for. And I'd be able to kind of go through them all and like take out all these beastly Pokemon, and then fight the Elite Four a few times, get some money, and like man, I had a whole thing going on.
That's pretty
I love the
sick.
secret bases. Yeah, I wish the Pokemon kept adding features instead of taking them away.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'd be into. The secret bases and the underground are still like my favorite shit.
Gonna be honest, I may have been part of the problem because I remember in Gen 4 there seemed like to be a lot of stuff that was like, oh, why are they adding another thing? It seems like they had the secret bases, then they had this, then they had the Poffins, then they had the competitions and this and that, and it was like, there's a lot of stuff that you can do that's not just Pokemon. I was like, I don't know. But you know what? In retrospect, I don't know. Like, Sun and Moon seem to be pretty like, here's the game. Here's.
They're extreme though, because I think Gen 5 was great too, and it took some things away, but it felt like Gen 5. So I think every odd number Pokemon Gen is a very good like new fresh experience, and every even number is like a mini sequel to that original one. Because like 1 obviously is Kanto, 2 is obviously the sequel with Johto and Kanto, but then like you have Hoenn, and I feel like Gen 4 is like an extension of Hoenn a little bit. Like it's got like, the secret bases and the underground. It's got the crazy legendaries that like shape the earth, and it's got God and the devil. Like, it's got like crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then so Gen 5 comes out, and it's sort of like it's New York and it's crazy, and there's all these new Pokemon. And then Gen 6 comes out, and it feels like it like regressed back to like Gen 1. It was like, oh, remember Bulbasaur?
Yeah.
Remember Mewtwo?
Remember?
Oh, guys, don't forget Gen 1. Don't forget Gen 1.
Yeah.
And the
Oh.
story was like really shit. But then Gen 7 was kind of like an extension of that because it looked the same and functioned the same. But it was like the opposite. Gen 7 was like the one that was very different and like not super nostalgia heavy. It's weird because Gen 7's kind of like tame and like rounded off and like kiddish almost, but like it's not. At least it's not nostalgia pandering.
No, that's true. There aren't. I'd say they pander a little bit, mostly just in the sense that they did have the Alolan versions of the Pokemon, and they had to.
I already forgot about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, they're completely forgettable realistically. Like, are you ever going to use a Steel type or Dark type Rattata? Like, I don't know. Or, like, you know, I think wasn't the Executor from that set, like, Dragon type?
Yeah, they made a lot of weird Pokemon Dragon type after Gen 6. It was just weird. Because he was just a big palm tree, but he was a dragon type. Like, why? Why is a palm tree?
At that point, what does dragon imply? Like, what does it mean? You know, like you.
It's like wasted. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make much sense. So you remember Gen 6? You had like 4 friends or 3 friends.
I hate all 3 of them. I remember that.
Aren't they completely forgettable and everything? Like they do nothing, and you fought them like every now and then. You're like, wow, your team is Garbaggio, but that's okay. So
yeah, I remember. Yeah, 100%. There was like the fat guy.
Yep.
There was the little boring kid, and wasn't there like a 12-year-old who was trying to get with you the whole game? I don't know. It was a weird cast.
There was like I think a girl that was kind of just like younger or something like that. Just kind of like.
Oh, and you had to watch the fireworks with her, dude. That was
Yeah.
You're bringing them all back.
Yeah.
I don't even own Gen 6 anymore, and I don't want to. I feel bad about playing it. Oh man.
So. Okay, so so the funny thing is, talking about the dumpy guy, the fat guy, he I remember him and the way how you introduced him. He was like, his name is Tierno.
I forgot his name. I remember it spelled like Tierno or some weird
yes.
shit, right?
And the little dorky guy's name was Trevor. And I remember they were like, oh, my name's Tierno, but I'd rather have a nickname. And something that's not my name. Do you want to give me a nickname?
So did you tell him that his name was Tierno?
I nicknamed him Tierno. And he was like, oh, that's so much better.
I forgot. Yeah, I remember you're at like the picnic table and like everyone's trying to find nicknames for each other.
Yeah. And
I forgot about that completely. Holy shit, that's hilarious.
And our buddy, Gustavo, who is, I guess, on this channel, we technically have some episodes of the Mario multiplayer thing, so you hear Gustavo there. He was like, I'm so fucking sick of your shit, Steven. I'm so sick of this. I'm like, but it's funny because he didn't want to be called his real name, and he was like, I get it. It's bullshit, it's stupid. You shouldn't be happy with yourself. I'm like... Anyway.
That's fantastic.
So
I love it. In Gen 6, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
Tierno, dude.
Because like by the 6th badge, you have like level 70 like Mega Gengar, and like they're like, oh, here's so you get a level 70 Gengar because XP share is busted in that game. And then like at some point you go to some like lighthouse thing, and a woman's like, this Lucario like doesn't belong to anybody, but it might believe in you because you're powerful. And it's like, wow, Mary Sue. Like,
and he comes with a Lucario Mega Evolution Stone.
Exactly.
And Mega Lucario is like top 10 Pokemon of all time, dude. Mega Lucario is so broken.
And it's like, okay, like great.